today we're going to be testing the maximum damage of all of the new faction, the Sylvan Watchers. Let's go. So the first champion in the faction, Pathfinder Kate, the rare, the only rare so far, is in Savage and Cruel gear. We've got the damage masteries with Helm Smasher. We're punching 5.6k attack, 243% crit damage. Oh, let's go. So we've got an A1, 15% chance of putting block buffs out there as well. Let's see what we do. 220k, actually pretty strong. Attacks all enemy. Chance to put skills on cooldown, which is really cool for faction wars. Does a passive help us here? No, not at all. Let's go in with the A2. 260k for a rare. Not bad. So I'd like to thank Time Raiders for sponsoring this video. Time Raiders, it's an MMO RPG, but kind of set in this kind of mysterious, hidden underworld. So you'll be playing as one of the disciples of the Mystic Nine. You'll be looking to unearth kind of like long lost clues, find yourself some underground temples, and then going in and destroying the supernatural beings that guard the treasures that have been there for a long, long time. So you too can become a legend in Time Raiders. You can use my link down below. Please do that. It does support my channel. Download on iOS, download on Android, or as I'm going to show you today, I'm using an APK on LD Player. But anyone can get involved, and the game is a blast. Right then, time to make our character. There's actually tons of different optimization stuff here that you can do. Customization. Let's go female, I think. This one, the little tattoo on her head. Yeah, you go into this kind of next mode. Literally, you can change her forehead, her eyes, her eyebrows, her nose, like anything you want. Basically on the face, it is going to be changed however you want to do it. There's tons to do. Some people love this. Some people just absolutely love to play around with this stuff. You could go into the makeup, change the colors of the makeup, and really come out with very unique characters. The hair, you can do whatever you want. Change the color again, do whatever you want with it. And then for outfits, there's a whole bunch of stuff that is kind of locked, which you'll be able to kind of unlock throughout the game. But yeah, you could either go sporty and probably a little bit chilly, or you can kind of go with the basic dress and unlock other stuff as you go. Tons to do with the customization. It's actually a really cool feature of the game. Dear members of the Nine, welcome to a world of wonders. Your tomb raiding journey begins now. Let's do it. So right early on, I get to choose between a blade master, a gunslinger, and a sage. This feels like it might be a boss. Undead Foxface. Let's go. As I say, you can throw auto combat on and it helps you out, or you can just take control yourself. Depends how you want to play the game. But yeah, some cool boss mechanics. Auto mode seems to just kind of like sit in the middle of all of the stuff that's going on. So obviously if you're controlling it, you'll do better to avoid all of that. Once you've done some of the different kind of dungeons, the different tombs, you collect different items, and actually you take them to this crafty fella, and he does a bit of authentication for you. If you have an old artifact, old Jin can identify it for you, and then you can kind of throw it into your vault here and start to use it. So yeah, things like Raider Gatherer, which is a PvE kind of like team event. So we're going into dungeons here. You're kind of recruiting people to come alongside with you. Get yourself a team and away you go. And then within the dungeons, you've got like a time limit to get through all of the different activities as a group. So this is going to be a boss fight, the Nightmarish Shadow. And when you take them down, obviously there is juicy loot at the end. So whether you want big boss battles and multiple of them, whether you want big PvP clashes, different game types, different PvP modes, this game could be for you. Time Raiders, again, thank you for sponsoring this video. Guys, download using my link below. You will not regret it. Let's get back to the video. First epic up is Cormac, the High Peak. He's got Savage, he's got Cruel gear. He's wearing my best stuff. 7.2k attack, 260% crit damage. He only needs 70% crit rate because he buffs crit rate himself. We've got the damage masteries. We've got Helm Smasher. Let's smack. So he buffs himself with his A3. Then he gets another turn straight away. Let's see what the A1 can do here. This has got a chance to decrease speed as well. 200k, not bad. A self buff into the A2. And this one can drop defense before he hits if drop defense is not already out there. Let's see what this one does. It's got to hit really hard. 317. The dude needed more, honestly. Next epic, we've got the HP-based champion, Duedan the Runic. He's in Savage and Cruel gear, so he's going to ignore a lot of defense. We've got a whopping great 265% crit damage on him, 79,000 HP to do his damage. We've got the damage masteries. We've got Helm Smasher. Let's go. Okay, then is A1. We've got a 50% chance of removing a random debuff from all allies here. It's actually really cool, A1. What's it do for damage, though? 140k. It's pretty weak. A3 is just a buff, so it's not going to be a hit. But the A2 is an AoE smack. It places shield buff on your team equal to 15% of his max HP as well. So it's also going to protect your team after the event. Let's have a look at this one. 110 to 150. Weak source hit, but nice shield for your team. The next epic on the list, Mistrider Daithi. Nice woodland elf here. We have got cruel and savage gear on. We have got 6.1k attack, 254% crit damage. We've got damage masteries in play. Let's smack! Okay, this guy's the extra turn king. He gets an extra turn on his A3. Self buffs. Goes into his A1 with a chance of an extra turn, or his A2, which will give an extra turn if he kills dudes. Let's try the A1 first. 50% chance of removing a random buff from the target. 10% chance of an extra turn. 200k. Not bad. A2. AoE hit. Will place decreased defense before he goes. Grants an extra turn if it's placed on all enemies, like it would be here. Let's slow this one down. And we've got a 200k. It's a bit disappointing, honestly. Next up is the Priest Ornn. Honestly, one of the best champions of this patch. But does he hit? We will find out today. Cruel and Savage gear in play. We have got ourselves 3.8k attack. Got very low base attack. That's why that figure looks low. That's a high number for him. We've got 244% crit damage. I've got the damage, offensive masteries. Let's see what this fella can do. Okay then, let's test out this massive poisoner's damage. We've got a double hit on the A1, chance to land poisons as well. He does have a passive that stacks up HP and defense. He is a solo farmer type of dude, but his hits, 24k a hit. Is that the weakest champion in the game? Okay, let's check out his A2. So his A2 will pop poisons that exist. Does it hit? 50k, 40k. It's woeful. Poisons everywhere. Poison sensitivity everywhere. A massive heal as well. Does it do damage? It looks cool. It doesn't do damage, but he is still a great champion because all of his damage will come from the poison. On to one of my favorite epics from this patch, Ruella. In Cruel and Savage gear, we've got ourselves a whopping 6.1k attack, 244% crit damage. We've got the damage masteries. Let's see what she can do. So Ruella, she does have a self-buffing crit rate, A3. Also turn meter fill. We're not using that one today. Today we're going to kick off with the A1. Can also still turn meter from this skill. Let's see what we've got. Bang, bang, bang. 80 to 90k per hit. That's 270k on the A1. Now we've got the A2. The A2 lands 3 debuffs on each hit. It's a triple hit again. Let's let this one loose. Triple hit. Pop. 120k for one hit. That's going to be about a 400k hit. So the last of the epics then. This one's a Void epic. The White Dryad Nia. We've got her in Savage gear with crit damage. We've got ourselves Helm Smasher and damage masteries. We have picked up 4.9k defense. 262% crit damage. Let's see what she can do. So she's got a very funky kit. She's got this kind of healing passive. She has got protection and strengthen. She has got a cleanse and a heal, but she's only got one ability that actually does any damage. It's on the A1. As I say, defense-based, can apply decreased speed. What's she got on this AoE A1? With all of this power, I think it was 107k. The first of the legendaries, we've got the support unit, Elva Autumnborn. She looks very cool, but does she do any damage? We've got Savage and Cruel gear on. We are rocking a decent 4.5k attack, 244% crit damage. Bear in mind, she's got a very low base, and we've got damage masteries on. Let's see what she does. Really good support-based kit. Healing on a passive. She's got a revive on her A3. She's got buffs and block debuffs on her A2. None of them do any damage. It's also a cleanse on her A2. Only the A1 can hit. Does it do anything? Let's see. 160k. It's not bad. Gallcobar. Looks incredibly cool. Yes, he's got Savage and Cruel gear on like the rest of them. He's actually got a very low base attack as well, 900. So we've got a 4.3k attack, 244% crit damage. Does he hit? This dude's actually got some really interesting parts of his kit. Got a passive that when someone under a poison attacks one of our team that are under a shield, they're actually going to pop an initial stack of poison. Pretty cool. Won't be useful in a damage test. We've got a full cleanse and a heal on the A3 and put a shield out. That's not going to do any damage. The A2 is an AoE. The A1 is a single target hit with shields. Let's do the A1. Oh, it's a cool animation. 168k. The damage isn't great. Chance to place poisons. Also removes all buffs from enemies as well. And puts block buffs out there on the enemy team. Let's see what this one's like. Oh, it looks good. It doesn't hit particularly hard, but it's actually a cool ability. The next legendary up, the Green Warden Ruarc. Really sweet looking champion again. We've got crit damage and savage gear. This is a defense-based champion, and we're rocking a massive 5.7k defense with 262% crit damage. We do have damage masteries on for defense units. Let's do it. So this guy's got a passive which protects your team with shields when they take hits. He's got some buffs where he can self-buff, increase defense, strengthen, and taunt. So if he taunts, people are going to be attracted to hit him. But does he hit with his A1? It can transfer debuffs from the A1. What have you got, Green Warden? 160k. Again, it's okay. 2 has got decreased attack on it. Also steals all continuous heals, which cannot be resisted. Come on, give us some damage. What we got? It looks good. 240k. Probably the best one we've seen so far, right? So last one for the new faction is going to be Ailil, the Void Legendary, with honestly one of the most insane kits in the game. But does he hit? We've got Savage and Cruel gear on. We've got 257% crit damage, nearly 7k attack. Let's see what he can do. So this guy's got one of the craziest passives in the game. For every 1,000 attack, he gains health and defense. So he's gaining defensive stats as you build him like a nuker. He's also got this turn meter fill when you buff your team. It's bonkers in the arena. Let's see what sort of damage he can do though. So A1 will steal all buffs from a target, cannot be resisted. And then if he hits that person again, he'll just increase his damage by 10% per buff that is out there. Let's see what the A1 does. 170k. It's okay. Let's check out the A2. The A2 is basically an arena ability. It ignores strengthen, stone skin, increased defense, and ally protection. Doesn't ignore defense. You still need a drop defense type of champion to get this to go good. But let's see what we've got. 265. Pretty decent. So the last skill then is an AoE. It will remove increased defense and replace it with decreased defense. We'll remove strengthen, replace it with weaken. But does it hit in a normal situation? Let's see what we've got. Slow this down. It looks cool. 170 to 250. Honestly, it's disappointing. This is going to be the first of 2 bonus champions for this video. Michinaki, the new Shadow King champion. Probably my favorite champion of the patch. Absolutely obscene, this dude. He is in Savage gear with crit damage gear. He's a defense-based unit. He has got nearly 6k defense, 276% crit damage. Let's see what he can do. So this guy's got a passive. Whenever Hex is out there, 50% chance he attacks as well. It's actually one of the best passives in the game. A1 then. Check this one out. I love the animation. A1. 260k slashed through his face. So we're going to go in with the A2 now. This one will place decreased defense and decreased attack if Hex is out there as well. Let's slow this down. Oh, it looks good again. 300k. Lastly, we got the A3, which actually places the Hex for us. It's a double hit. We have got 220 odd K on the A3. That's a solid champion. So the last champion up and the last of the bonus material for this video. We've got the Void Legendary Fortus. Once described, the worst Void Legendary since Xingwan. We've got him in Savage gear. We've got him in crit damage gear. This guy's got skills that will always crit if there are fears out there. So we're going for very high crit damage, 323. Very high defense, 6.1k. Yes, we've got damage masteries as well. Let's see if they fixed him enough. So we brought Mishold in for the True Fear debuff across all enemies. It's also given us a crit damage boost. Let's go in with the A1 then. Attacks one enemy, 35% chance of placing a fear. Will always be a crit if fear or true fear is out. What have we got on the A1? 242. Not bad. Let's slow this down. AoE ability, 80% chance of placing true fear for one turn. This cannot be resisted if they're already under fear. Now, clearly, we're already under true fear, so that's not going to count. But the A2 is going to do a candy type slap, 250k. That one doesn't always crit, which is why we saw a few people still alive. Fixed. We will see. This one is a hidden skill, only unlocks if true fear is put out there, and it is a 40% chance to unlock it when it happens. We'll ignore 30% of the target's defense if they've got true fear out there. We'll always crit if they've got fear or true fear out there. The damage of this skill increases by 10% for each fear or true fear buff put out there. So we've got an extra 50% damage. Let's slow this down. What does it now do? It needs to be massive for the setup it needs. We have got 400k, actually pretty big.